Tonight, what we're going to discuss, and I think this subject is very warranted based on some feedback that I got from you guys in the last 24 hours, which I was not happy about. And I think we all know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to get into it because everybody on here grown, right? So, what we're going to do tonight is to discuss the science and psychology of price action. The science and psychology of price action. I would like maximum participation tonight because all yous need it. And remember, as we go throughout this tonight, I am trying to help you. I'm doing my best. But in order for me to help you, you got to help me help you, right? So when you see the science and psychology of price action, what does that mean to you? Somebody answer that for me. What does that mean to you? Come on now. What does that mean to you?
To me, just from a psychology standpoint, is having the trust in yourself, in your knowledge and what you're looking at to understand the movement of price and not be in fear when you make a decision to get in trade, be at peace with it.
You know, that's right on the money because if you look at this title, The Science and Psychology of Price Action, and then underneath it, it's so mental because let's get right into the lesson. It is very mental. Here we are looking at GBP, JPY on the 4 hour, and I see this upper movement, but I already know just by looking at it. And this is after 9 years of trading. I already know that I'm going to have to draw a cone here to help me get a true measurement of volume and see where momentum actually is. So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to draw this horizontal line here. And all it does is just help me draw the trend line, really. It's natural move up. And I'm going to draw another trend line. Let me lock this in here. And I'm going to draw another trend line right here. And then I'm going to bring this up right here. Now, what does the trend line tell me? Here's current price, brand new candle, 8 o'clock candle, 10 minutes old, baby. And here is the trend line. I already know, yes, there is volume here. Volume is present on the upper movement. The RSI is telling me there's a little volume here, but the ADX and the GG trend line are in flux, telling me that there's consolidation here and price is not trendy. But I know there is an element of momentum for the upper movement because I have space and because I'm looking at the histogram here as it exceeds or surpasses the signal. Now, is there a lot of money here? No, there's not. But if you look at current price versus the trend line, you would see like, hey, this is favorable for upper movement. And because we're using the EMAs on this chart, I know that this space between the 5 and the 13 is telling me that there is volume here. I have momentum or volume for the upper movement. Well, how do I know that? Just experience. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to trade. The first rule, if you want to be a better trader, you have to trade. There is no getting around it. You have to trade. Can't escape it. Can't escape it. So here's current price. Here's the science of it all. What I know at current price is I need money right now in this current trading period. This 4-hour candle. This is a 4-hour chart. Each one of these candles represents 4 hours of trading. Here is just the beginning. Like we said, it's just past 8 o'clock. But if I need, or if I'm looking for price to go in an upper movement, I'm going to need a lot more money to go into the buy in order for price to break through this day one resistance, this H4 resistance, this small but formidable supply box, and yesterday's high. Price has to have momentum, volume, money to pass this. This I know. That's the science of it. The mental part of it is the fact that I'm not freaking out right now because I know I don't have a trade. Amen? I know I don't have a trade. And why, somebody answer the question, why don't I have a trade? I just said it.
You have all this structure.
Yes. There you go. Yes, I have structure here. I have structure. I have a lack of volume. I don't have anything favorable for me to be looking for an entry for an upper movement. Kim, it is incredible how many students would get into this trade hoping for trade to make it enough money poured in here to break through. And they're just hoping and wishing that price comes through here. 3 rules. 3 rules. Don't trade stupid. Don't forget the rules. Don't trade stupid. To take this for an upper movement is incredibly stupid. But to take it for a downward movement is incredibly stupid as well, for the same reasons. Now, if I'm analyzing this, the first thing I want to do, I would probably go to the momentum chart first, but I don't want to redraw all of this. But what I can do here is go to the 15-minute. And the 15-minute is telling me here is a bullish candle, which the 15-minute is also in consolidation, also has structure. So I don't have a trade. Even if I go to the 30-minute, I have consolidation. I have structure. I do not have an entry. No matter how you look at it, I don't have an entry. Can I prepare for success? What are you talking about, Derek? Well, what I'm talking about is if I believe price is going to go into a downward movement, then I need to start looking for an entry. So if I'm looking for an entry, and we're going to say in the downward movement at this point, then the next thing I'm looking at is what? My next line of structure, right? My next line of structure in this case is going to be the bottom of this box. So I'm going to put a horizontal line there. And really what I want to do, I want to start looking for flat tops and flat bottoms. Now, if we're looking at flat tops, we're looking at bearish candles. If we're looking at flat bottoms, we're looking at bullish candles. So if I just want to cut this down into thirds. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do I do that all the time? No. But that just comes with the experience. But if I'm teaching it to infants, I'm going to tell them we need to start looking for flat bottoms and flat tops. Now, if you don't know what I mean by flat bottoms and flat tops, speak up. Speak up. You know why? Because it's really important. Because if you don't know the difference between the two, you're going to analyze the trade wrong. Flat bottoms, flat tops. So everybody understands what that is.
Yes.
I don't believe it, but okay.
Well, I mean,
I know you understand. All right. So I'm going to look at flat bottoms and flat tops, okay? So I see a flat bottom all the way over here, and I probably missed one in the middle, but this is the one I see, all right? Here's another flat bottom. Here's another flat bottom right here. Just marking structure, right? So the next thing I could do, I could go to the line chart. And when I go to the line chart, and let me tell you, let me just show you. See these candles right here? I'm going to put a check mark here. But there's probably going to be a sharp line of rejection here. This one's probably not as sharp as this, but right here. Here's an area of rejection, but I don't know if that's going to be sharp enough, but I'll mark it anyway. And then I'll mark this here. Not going to be as sharp, but I'm going to mark it, okay? So I'm going to go to the line chart now. Look at that. See how this is round here? Said this wasn't going to be as sharp, but see how round that is? I probably wouldn't put a line here. But this is a pretty strong line of structure. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Would you say that's a pretty strong line of rejection there?
absolutely.
Yes, Derek, on the one where you said that it was rounded at first, even though it's rounded, it almost looked like a mini, what do you call it, Batman?
Yeah. And you know what? It is. It is a little bitty.
So with that,
But if it's round like this, I'm not marking it.
okay, got it.
Now, although we have a line of structure here because somewhere in here there's a flat bottom candle, I think.
Yeah,
Okay. So even if I'm wrong, I'm still covered by this line here.
got it.
Okay. And then we have one more, this guy right here. So then you're going like, well, Derek, why are you doing all of that? Well, if price is going to reject, I need to measure where an entry may be, right? So I'm going to put this horizontal line here for the lowest point of price right here. And here is our highest point here. Let me get the fib. And right here at the bottom of this box, this is probably where my entry is going to be. Can't be the 50. Why? Because the demand box just falls right in the middle there, right? Plus we have a line of structure from this flat bottom candle. Can't be the 61.8 because another line of structure based on this flat bottom candle. Some people will put you in this trade right here. But again, the way some of you guys act, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do this slide. It's so mental. It's so mental. Y'all feeling the theme here. It's so mental. So although this is a highly risky trade just based on structure. Y'all, think about this. We're not, if we're just using common sense. Amos and Kim Cunningham and Kim have been trading with me the longest. I really don't do any crazy shit when it comes to trading. But the three of y'all agree. I really don't.
Yes.
I might pass up some pips to get the ooh na na. In this scenario, the ooh na na is right here. Is there a possibility here? Yes. Is there also a great possibility that price can reject in this area? Yes. Considering that the other name for this area, other than the sweet spot, is called the area of, and I'll just draw a blank, retracement when it comes to the 50 being the most rejected area, I believe, in Forex, because if you read the history of the 50, the original, when Fibonacci built this thing or discovered this thing or invented this thing, the 50 was never, ever in it. This was put in later, I think some 200 years later. So if I'm looking at it from here to here, is my best deal. Now, for those of you watching on YouTube, on this platform, we have something called the Savings Account Program. It is designed to compound money, and we're only looking for 20 pips a day on that program. Now, we have another account called the Standard Account where you could trade anything and get as many as pips you want. The Standard Account, we trade in it to make a living. The Savings Account, we trade in it to make a legacy. That is the reason why we're ultra conservative, at least I am, when it comes to trading into savings account, because you cannot compound money and losing it. You can't. So let's do a sell peak here. GBP, JPY, EP for a sales peak is 213.981. 213.981.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I'm being completely honest because it's so mental. Like that was part of my meditation today. At 38.2, yes, I would get in, but with the 200, like that would really give me pause whether I should get in it or not.
Well, you're depending. You're saying that in the next 2 hours, price is going to end up here.
No, I'm just saying, like, if that.
Well, if you're saying if price arrives here and the 200 is here,
right.
okay, then I'm still going to take the trade, but I'm going to use this at a management point at that particular time.
Okay.
So okay. So from here to here, that's still 23 pips, right?
Yes.
Well beyond our goal. But if I'm taking the same trade in my standard account, then I'm going to monitor or manage the trade at that point. If price gets here and keeps going, hallelujah, right? Mm-hmm. But if price gets here and holds, then I know that this 200 is acting as a formidable area of structure. Then what are you going to do here? You're either going to do a market execution and get out, or you're going to put in a trailing stop at least. See, okay, thank you, Christy, for being vulnerable, and I understand that. I know it's hard for some of y'all to speak up in here, but it's totally ridiculous. Ain't nobody in here a better trader than you are. The difference between a handful of traders in here is that they have more experience and they have more gumption. They don't let fear stop them. But the reason why they don't let fear stop them is because they put in the reps. The more reps you get, the more confidence you're going to have. The more reps you get, the more confidence you're going to have. That's why I keep saying it's so mental, because it is. Now, the reason why I prefaced that with Christy after she said that is this. And Christy, I know you trade every day, so take this for what it's worth. But if I have enough trades, me worrying about this dude right here is not in my preview. Not only that, once I get here, as long as there ain't no lines of resistance or support, then I deal with the 200 when I get there. It's sort of like when your mama call at the house, y'all, who told y'all to go outside? Oh, be outside when I get there. Be outside when I get there. Right? And that's how I look at the 200. Be there when I get there. Be there when I get there. And that's how you got to take this thing, man. You got to take this thing and choke it. And every day you get on here, you say, not today. But you got to be armed. You got to be ready. How do I do that? Here's the mental part. Man, you have to do your own market review every night. However long that is, just make it quality. It's like in the Karate Kid, the first original movie. It's not how much you know, it's the quality in what you know. Y'all feel me on that?
Yes.
Now, see, some of you, I told some of you, if you didn't want to be a scholar of price action, I told all of you to do this. I said, go to the line chart and all these strong rejection points, right? I said, put lines on them. I know I said that because I was there when I said it. 1, 2. And we want to account for the elbow. I don't know what it is about that dude, but that elbow. So, see, it's the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the same thing. My injury is still here. If this is all you did, in a year, you could change your life. If this is all you did, y'all feel me?
Yes.
This is a mental game. I'm going to tell you something I used to tell my kids when I taught t-ball, soccer, football, whatever. I said, if this team is better than us, that's okay. It's okay. But you give them a fight. You let them know. When they win, lose, or draw, when they go home tonight, you let them know, ooh, man, that was a tough game. No matter win, lose, or draw, you let them know that they were in a fight tonight with a formidable opponent. But some of you just don't want to fight. You just let this thing kick you in the ass anytime you just come every day for the ass whooping. Eventually, you have to get tired of that. Eventually. And I'm going to say it because I'm not upset anymore. But I thought that was really weak. How many people didn't know what day the savings account was? Matter of fact,